Hello, welcome to the Red Men TV live. It's daily news time. It's Friday morning. If I'm not live, it's the intern's fault. If I am live, it's totally mine. I taught him how to do it all. I gave him one button to click. He's done it right. Well done, mate. So we're going to talk about Naby Keita first and foremost. Yeah, Naby Keita, because, you know, that's what we talk about on the Red Men TV. What is going on with the Naby Keita deal now? Well, I tell you what, it looks to have hit a bit of a standstill. Fume on Twitter last night was a little bit mental and stuff. But I'm here to offer a little glimmer of hope. We know that this absolute tool, whose name I've completely forgot, Rangnick, has been saying we will definitely not be letting players go. There's nothing that will make us budge. It is totally normal for clubs to be interested in our players, but that doesn't affect our stance on the matter. So basically, we know he said he's not selling Naby Keita. We also know that he said that about Sadio Mané when he was the RB Salzburg boss. And he did, basically, to Southampton on the last day of the deal. We have to be patient if we want Naby Keita, and this is where we're going to find out whether Klopp rates Naby Keita far and away above every other of his potential targets, because, you know, if there's a significant difference between your number one target and your number two target, are we going to wait, or are we going to get a little bit of cold feet and have to go and move on to other targets because we genuinely believe that we're not going to get this Naby Keita deal over the line? Here's the little glimmer of hope. The chairman of Leipzig, Oliver Mitzelhoff, has told the 22-year-old he'll allow a transfer, but we know that Ralf Rangnick is adamant Keita won't be sold. So Keita's spoken to RB Leipzig this week, which we know, and has said that he wants to move to Liverpool Football Club. The chairman has said he won't be in his way. This Ralf Rangnick has said that he will, and he will block the move. So even internally at Red Bull, they've got some problems there, because they've got, a split decision, as it were. You know, one guy saying he'll let Naby go, the other guy saying he won't let Naby go. Who will win? Will it be down to Naby Keita having to force a move to Liverpool? If he hands in a transfer request, I don't know whether he will, but if he does hand in a transfer request, I believe that Leipzig will have to sell, because they don't want to have to sit him in the reserves or anything like that and lose his value. They've got to protect his value. It's absolutely mental. So I'm going to get in to some of the comments now. The Mighty Red says, I'm hoping for a deadline deal for the six, Keita and Van Dijk. Wow. Koulibaly, Jackson Hillman, a little bit different. Koulibaly's probably just because of Van Dijk, but doesn't have Prem experience. That's interesting. Luke, you'll never walk alone, says, Chris, you sexy man, go ahead. Some interesting stuff. Naby Keita TV says, Dylan Deeney. That's right. That's totally right. Adam McKevitt, FSG are at it again, not bidding for Van Dijk and Keita. Leipzig and Southampton are saying now they won't sell them. That's FSG excuse not to pay. Get them out, please. Look, Adam, you clearly on a different side of the argument to me. I've got the platform to be able to tell you my view. I've read your view out. I disagree with it. I do. I've said this all along, and, you know, I don't want to get into FSG ins and FSG outs and stuff like that, but all I will say is maybe you are aiming a criticism before you should be ready to, because the transfer window's not over yet. We don't know what's going to play out. Now, you could well be right. I'm not saying you're not. You could be right. But right now, it's far too early to judge. Do you know what I mean? It is. It's like the marathon's just started and you're having a go at him for not winning. Well, you know, how can they possibly have won yet? You know, the marathon's just started type of thing. And I know I'm not nowhere near as good at the analogies as Paul. That's a bit weird. Has Bacho said I just goosed over Chris? You didn't. Shane Jones, yes, Pajak is back. Nice to see you, Chris. What? Hi Shane, nice to see you too, mate. Right, we're going to get stuck into some other news. If you've got some questions and stuff about the Naby Keita deal, feel free to get in there. We're going to start talking about Demarai Gray now. But before that, I've got a question from Sam King. Any news on Oxlade-Chamberlain? No news is good news. That's what I've been told. It looks like we're going to have to just wait and see a little bit on the Oxlade-Chamberlain. I think Liverpool will move for him. I don't think there's a particular rush, but there we go. Bacho says, Paul, when will you upload? You're less consistent than Pogba. Paul's not here. It's Chris. Adam McEvitt says 2 Pajak. I'll take your word for it. Yeah, fair enough, mate. Look at that. 2 people who disagree with each other not being dickheads. It's a social media
Super
first.
chat.
Well, where's the woo?
Woo!
Come on, you can do better.
Woo!
That's it. That's what I'm talking about. Woo! Who is it? Michael K. Plenty of the transfer window yet to go. Believe. Yes, Michael. I'll have a little bit of that. Mate CV says, ha 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 ha. Oh, Paul was in the chat. I didn't realise about that. Okay. You little stalker, mate. And what are you doing? Look after your kids. So, Demarai Gray, once assurances over his first team starts, Liverpool apparently are interested, as well as Tottenham, in Demarai Gray. Now, the Salah deal looked to put dampeners on that one, I suppose. But Tottenham are supposed to be interested. Well, Leicester don't want to let the player go. Demarai Gray only featured, I think it was 9 times last season, but he started like 21 times from the bench. He wants to know whether these clubs are interested and whether if he stays, he's going to get first team football. Now, this isn't the type of transfer that Liverpool fans, I think, will particularly want, but a good, young, up-and-coming player, 21 years old, had a good summer as well, getting England to the under-21 semi-final and stuff, a couple of goals in that as well. Ooh, Adam McEvitt again, you're getting some airtime here. Mate in nudes. Start the movement, start the groundswell. Mate TV, she's asleep. Oh, the other one's in school, you lucky bugger. You only have to deal with one, don't you? Oh man, I miss it. I miss just having the one. I mean, I love having the 2 of them, but I really miss just having the one to look at. And when they go to sleep as well, get on you with your nap times and you can do stuff to yourself, Paul. Absolutely love it. Anyway, this isn't at Paul's Kids TV. Apologies. I don't think that should be a channel. It'd definitely be on YouTube Kids, because the lads and the girls in these comment sections would not be allowed to comment on any of them. Anyway, Liverpool news. Mané closing in on return. He's 10 days away. 10 days away from full team training. That's great, isn't it? I mean, he missed, what was it, like the last 8 games of the Premier League season. We missed him massively. I've got a question for you. Do you think the sign of Salah is to complement Mané? Do you think he's going to be on one side, or Salah on one side, Mané on the other? Or do you think it's down to the amount of games that we've got and they may be a direct replacement for each other? It's a very interesting one. Originally, I first thought that, they complement each other, but both playing the same team. And then when we started, we did a special on the fixtures, and we looked at the entire season's fixtures, plugging in Champions League games if we get there, plugging in FA Cup, League Cup. I'm going to go with the Carabao Cup. Sounds pretty shit to me. Apparently it's an energy drink. The Energy Drink Cup, Carabao, that well-known energy drink. Yeah, and then we did this fixtures show and we looked at it and you would not believe it, honestly. redmentv.com, £2 a month. It was an hour-long show with our subscribers. We did it as a Google Hangout. It was incredible. You wouldn't believe the amount of games Liverpool have got. Like, it's 2 games a week for so much of the season. Throw in the international breaks and stuff, and you're looking at it and you go, these guys are going to need breaks. Are we going to see this? I'm not sure. Okay, we got some more comments coming in here. In fact, I thought a gorilla once. Why do my eyes always come to the weird ones? Do you think, Din Fitzy Kid, do you think Naby Keita will join? Yes, I do. I really do. And I've said this for a while now, and again, I could be totally wrong on it, but the way that this deal's played out, I really believe that Liverpool are striving for their top targets this summer. And I could be wrong, I really could. But I like the fact that our top targets haven't gone in Virgil van Dijk and Naby Keita yet. So why would we move?
Super chat. Woo!
That is a hell of a... He's done it again. Any left-back news coming out, Chris? Michael K. Page, hashtag Najak Poods. I actually managed to do it. I'm going to give you a woo. Hang on a second. Is my audio fucking up?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, right. Super chat! Woo! There you go. Beat that, matron. There's a super chat woo for you. See, he's doing them in the comment section himself. There you go. Look at that. Super chat. Woo! See what I did there, Paul? You got to do that. Anyway, Thank you for the super chat. We were talking about the left back. Andy Robertson is the guy that I think Liverpool will sign, and you know, the more and more that I've looked into him, the more and more okay I am with it. I think there's loads of people out there that are saying that he's shit and all this, and I've said for a few weeks now, he's not shit. He's not a shit player. He's really not. He's actually quite an attacking fullback. He's a guy that could come in and do a job. He had a great sort of time in Scotland before he moved here. He played in a side that wasn't very good, that went down in Hull. I think he could come in and really surprise people. He's the type of player that if Klopp signed for Dortmund, he'd turn him into a world-class fullback of some description. Maybe not world-class, maybe that's going a little bit too far. I've stumbled over a few words there, but a very, very good player. Now, we've always wanted the Klopp from Dortmund, yet we seem to want him to spend £70 million on players, and that's not what he did at Dortmund. So why don't we just chill out a little bit? If he signs him, let's give him the support. That's what we should be doing. That's what we all are. We're all supporters. Let's not fucking barrack someone before they've even kicked the ball for us because of our opinions. You know, let him come in. If we sign him, support him. Let's see what he develops into. Make our judgments after we've had him for a year or two. Because look, you can say before transfers happen, is he worth it? You don't know if someone's worth 70 million, 50 million or 10 million until after they've played for you, until their career's over. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it's about. That's what football is, isn't it? It's about being patient and stuff, and whether you can be or you can't be, I'm not sure. But for me, I think Robertson will come in. I think he'll be a good left back for us. I think he might be the future. You never know. I just want to see Klopp develop a player, because he's not done enough of that. You know, he's brought in big players and he's made big players better, but those little gems that the other teams aren't looking at, that's what Klopp did at Dortmund. That's what I want Klopp to do at Liverpool. And if it means we spend 6, 7, 10, 12 million on a guy when other people are spending 40, then all the better, because it means we can go out and spend 70 million on Naby Keita. There you go. Okay, so back into the comments then. Ooh, Callum Conway, what would be our midfield lineup, Chris? I feel like I've walked into a conversation here with the Naby Keita stuff. Okay, so I'm going to go, it's a fluid 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3. So the two are Henderson and Keita, or Chan and Keita. You've also got Wijnaldum covering for Keita. So they're your four players for those two positions. If you play in the three-man midfield, Lallana and Coutinho are your two that drop deep. If you play in a 4-2-3-1, Lallana or Coutinho are your 10 essentially. You got Mané and Salah either side. Salah on the right, Mané on the left. You'd have Coutinho or Lallana in the middle, and obviously they switch back, Firmino up top. So the midfield three, exactly the same. I think it's a really good, and it really makes sense about the Chamberlain signing for me, because you can play in pretty much any of them. Also, don't be surprised if Coutinho still plays a lot on the left-hand side and Lallana plays that midfield role, and we just play with Mané or Salah. That's what I think it's going to be anyway. Okay, we'll move on. Ooh, yeah, Sakho news. I can't believe I'm like 10, 15 minutes into a live stream and just starting to talk about Sakho. Sakho has basically been tapped up by Palace. They've tapped him up when he was there on loan. Yeah, that's basically what's happened. He's agreed wages with Crystal Palace. I wonder how that's happened. Are we going to dob him in? No, we're not going to dob him in. Why? Because we want £30 million for Mamadou Sakho. That's what I'm saying, okay? Melissa Reddy's reporting it from goal.com that he has agreed terms with Crystal Palace. Liverpool aren't budging on the 30 million at the moment. Will they? Probably. Might come down to 25, 28, whatever. I remember Crystal Palace playing a lot of hardball with us over Christian Benteke. I expect us to do exactly the same over Mamadou Sakho. I expect him to move. I'll be a little bit gutted. He's a good defender. Doesn't get on with Klopp. Klopp's bigger than the team and the players. So there you go. That's the way that I see that one going down. And that's it for the news. So I'm going to go back into the comments. There's no woos or anything, is there? Dab East, is Van Dijk still an option? Yeah, I think he is still an option, and I think that Liverpool are just trying to shut the news down on that, letting it die down a little bit, and we'll come back later in the window. If he moves, or if someone bids for him, that's probably Liverpool time to get back into this situation, go and speak to Southampton. But right now, I think it's all about just keeping it calm, keeping our head down, seeing what develops. Like, if Koulibaly starts to maybe move, if he's our number 2 target or anything like that, Liverpool are going to have a decision to make. But if no one comes in for our secondary target, I expect the Van Dijk deal to carry on rumbling all summer. If you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments section. If you've enjoyed the show, don't forget to give it a like. What's unbelievable is the growth that we've had on this channel since the end of the season. It's mental. I can't believe how many people are watching us on a daily basis talk about like Liverpool news and stuff like that, and it's down to you guys, and it's down to the fact that you give us likes and that you're in here chatting to us in the comments. It's unbelievable. Me and Paul are absolutely made up with the way that the channel's going, because this is the thing. These live shows, and we do them through the season and stuff, right? You get loads of trolls from other channels in. This is Liverpool fans talking to us, and this is what we like. This is why we started Redmen TV. So it's absolutely incredible to be able to sit here, have a chat with you guys about the transfers, about what we think. David Michael Williams, I'm here every morning. Yeah, I'm here a couple of times a week, basically, but I love it. I absolutely do. I know Paul does as well. And the growth, because of the likes that you guys have been giving us, has been incredible. Like, we're getting 40, 50,000 views a day on talking about Naby Keita, and it's mental, and it really means a lot to me anyway. Thanks very much. Carlos David, what's this say? Yeah, all right. I'm not even going to read that. That's slightly too much hubris for me, but thanks for the comments regardless. Anyway, thank you very much for joining. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up. We love it. We love yous. We love Liverpool, and we just want to see Liverpool do well. That's what it comes down to at the end of the day. And big up as well, my man who was at the FSG out and was grown up about having an actual conversation about football without resorting to tit for tat. Love that, mate. Absolutely love it. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you on the other side. But I'm going to go now and teach him how to turn this live stream off. So you just carry on watching, and I'm going to go.